better time than right now. It's Monday. We're here. We've got the tournament. The NBA is cooking, and we have an update to the entire system. So welcome. As we look at some top NBA bets, I want to remind you, of course, that this works for a lot of things. And we have this insane offer where you're going to get 68% off your first month and the free week trial. But as we always do, welcome. I'm Eitan. We're here at Shander Bets, of course. You can hit me up on the DM. We're back. And Heist Time Picks is in the house, so you know that it's going to be a fun one today. Look, the very first thing we do when we pop in here is build a parlay. And as we build, we explain where the edge comes from. This is a top-down market-based approach, which means that you don't need to do anything. You don't need to bring your brain. You don't need to bring your notepad. You don't need to bring a thing. The only thing we need from you is just being here and being open to the fact that we're about to get some massive edge simply based on what these bets look like. So right away, you can see Jared Butler under 12.5 points is minus 104. The true odds, meaning what we've determined this number should be, the actual retail price, minus 110. Ding, 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 ding. You run down, you get up, yeah, Bob, a Drew, whatever, and you get to be a winner. In this case, we know that we're getting a 2.9% edge. Under 12.5 is minus 104 at FanDuel. There are a few fake creative books like Unibet or Bet Rivers that are offering a decent number, but everybody else is ripping you off. See this? Everybody else is ripping you off right here. There's just nothing else that you're getting. So immediately, this is the lone bet that I have available to me. Oh, there goes Keon Ellis. So we're in the house here. I'm going to put this in my slip. We have the easiest opportunity to cash money, the easiest chance here to just put together winning bets. So what you do is you just slide these in your slip, assuming that this works, of course. What? Caesars, is this going to work? No, great. Oh, my goodness. Here's the beauty of when something doesn't work, we just pivot. I've been logged out. Folks, I've been logged out. What is going on here? In the process of doing a live show. There we go. I knew there was an issue. Easily solved, folks. And here's Keon Ellis. It's the same thing. So I'll show you what happens because we have a couple of plays that we can pop in here, including Luke Kennard. So I want to make sure that I'm doing games separate. I'm not adding any same game parlay here. We'll get to that in a second. Look at this BYU money line. Yes, we do college basketball. Yes, we've updated this entire system. I have a 1.8% edge for BYU here. Why? Because at minus 146, look at the difference of that price. There's our parlay, folks. Keon Ellis, you'll see what it looks like in this nice, beautiful picture here. Best bet, mind you, over at MGM. Why? We just added 2 legs specific to FanDuel. 1 leg was over at Caesars. BetMGM never even made the equation. So what exactly is going on? When you put these together, the true odds of this parlay should be plus 523. And if you're not getting plus 523 back, it's not a plus EV leg or it's not a plus EV parlay. So you're really you're setting yourself back, to say the least. Look, we can build this on FanDuel, right? We can go over to FanDuel and build this thing right now and see what it looks like, because maybe that's the case. And maybe you actually will see, right, how this thing plays out. So here we go. Jared Butler. We're going to go here to this game, right? And we're under 12.5 points. So let's just build and you can see how this thing works. Again, what am I doing? Nothing. I'm not doing anything. Under 12.5 points. Okay. Next play for us, Keon Ellis, under 1.5 threes. All right. So we go back. Keon, give me some Keon Ellis. Oh, is he off the board? That's why. You can't bet Keon Ellis over at FanDuel. He's not offered. So we go back. That's why this trusty tool here is putting it over at BetMGM. Right away, we just built a 3-leg plus 523 parlay. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, Banner's in the house. Legends World. Yeah, we got the playoff. We got the hockey beard coming in here. Make sure you're following Legends World. Make sure you're following my guy Banner over there. He is doing some amazing stuff in both tails and pushing here. We need a lock. Can't give out locks. This is a volume play, folks. We are going full volume play here. We can't give out locks. I can't say I got a lock. I can tell you that I got edge. See, that's what I can give you. I can give you edge. Mark Harris is always a welcome VIP in the house here. Speaking of which, I trimmed the playoff beard before the show, just around the mouth. This does not go until the Sixers season is over. Until it's done. Correct, Patrick. 1.8% is the edge. Look, any DFS folks here, anybody playing in GPP tournaments, anybody that's running mass entries understands what a 1.5 to 2 or 2.5% edge does in compounds over time. So we built this right here, this 3-leg parlay. Good morning, Andy. Giving you that plus 523. All right. So that's in there. Let's see what else we can do. Go and just show you why this thing is cooking. Baseball starting tomorrow. Tomorrow. Did you know that? Baseball starting tomorrow. I live in Pennsylvania. I can bet a couple of sides. I can bet a couple of spots here. Onyx, Bet365, DraftKings. Okay. So I'm not fully limited when it comes to sides and things like that. But I am interested to see if any player props truly popped off last year. I'm going to do 1% edge. Look, baseball technically starts tomorrow. That's regular season action starting tomorrow. It's only one game that we have, but it's still regular season action. So looking at last year, I'm going to bet that K's did exceptionally well. But let's just see. Let's just see. And you know what the beauty of what we do here is? It's full-on transparency. Full-on transparency. Josh is the man. Dude, let me tell you, Leibowitz, I got a ticket. I got a Prize Picks ticket that I built over from Good Morning, Josh. Always a pleasure to see you, too. Both Joshes. Well, our Josh is in the house. Engelman is done. Once his show is over, he's out. But one thing we can see right here is not everything worked. Not every single thing worked last year. We had a lot of volume with home runs. They didn't work. We had a lot of volume with RBI. Okay, they didn't work to a tune in which you would love to see a stronger number, but 2.5% works. That's fine. The big thing, though, that jumps out here, strikeouts. The big thing that's working across every single book is strikeouts. Now, let's see if we can blindly bet strikeouts and see what exactly happens here. All right? So we're going down. And again, we want to look at Ks. Look at Ks. Bet365, we don't have Ks. Caesars, we have Ks. Well, only 3. That seems a little off. But again, we're looking at strikeouts here. DraftKings, 640 to 604. We've had an average of 2.5% edge, and we're returning a 3.2% ROI. That's last year. You want to bet strikeouts on DraftKings. Hey, guess what? You want to bet strikeouts on FanDuel. In fact, you want to race to the window. Now, I'm not scared. I don't know about you, but I'm not scared of this flip number. That's fine here. That's a lot of volume. That's some variance. That's not going to kill you. Even though it is technically minus 0.2, and we always say green good, red bad, green good, red bad, you can make, nothing is hard and fast, and you can make an exception or two. But understand, I'm making an exception for minus 0.2%. I'm not making this exception for minus 27.5%. We've got a link in here. We've got a link below. It is directly below me. I'm going to give you 68% off this. You can jump in. You just saw BYU pop in. We made an update to this system, and now we are seeing a bunch of NBA sides and totals and NHL sides and totals, and now college basketball. I live in PA. I can't bet player props in college hoops. You can do it. You can now bet college hoops. BYU is right there. 68% off your first month with code DANCE. The link is right below here at Shander Bets. Insane, insane, insane value. No, it's monthly. So you'll get a 7-day free trial and you'll get 68% off your first month with code DANCE. Look, if you start now, this is going to take you right through the first month of baseball. It's going to take you through the first real tournament action. You're going to get a month of the NCAA tournament, which I believe takes you through the entire tournament, right? April 10th is usually in and around the final game. I only have one big monitor here. I'm looking at a one monitor and I have my laptop. So there's the difference, Joey B. All right. Questions, you have them. Let me see them. Pop them up here. All right. We just throw our first show parlay out. Now we're seeing that strikeouts is the way to go. So we're here with strikeouts and we're here with strikeouts. And that's it. That's all I need. I've just built this here for you. All right. We've just built this thing here for you where we've messed around. Okay. A couple of things with range. EV range is at 1. Notifications on or off. This is how you make sure that you get it. And I could just do MLB case. Now, I already built this. I'm just showing you how it's built. Simple process, right? Let's go back to the top bets, see if we find anything. Anything. Show me something. Quentin Grimes. Love this, man. It's at 20.5. It's dipped already. It's on the move. It's a 4.4% edge. All right? My man wanted a lock. I can't give you a lock, but I can give you this edge. In fact, this 4.4% edge is smacking right now because it should be minus 115 and we're paying minus 105. And to make matters better for us or worse for everybody else, no other book is even close. Look at Bet Rivers, man. Oh, yeah, we'll drop it a point. Yeah, we know it should be minus 115, but we'll just drop it 1 point just to make it seem like we're giving them a deal. And then the same book, because they're run by the same people over at Rush Street, they drop it at 20.5 minus 113 at Create a Book, Unibet, or Sugar House. Oh, now we're really giving. And they create this sense of difference. It's like 3 Shell stations in a row dropping price, what have you. Oh, well, that Shell's different than what we're doing. No. Come on. We've got a 4.4% edge, and this is a must smack. Okay? It's a must smack. Put it in there. We'll get rid of Butler. We'll get rid of Ellis. Get rid of BYU, and we'll just look at some top plays here. These are not meant to be parlayed unless you want to. I will build you a couple of parlays, and we're going to talk about same-game parlay faults coming up. But here you go. I mean, look, these are still live. This BYU, I got to bet this right now. This BYU play is a must. Absolutely a must. Follow at Shander Bets. We're putting out content all day. I'm constantly on these tools, monitoring. I'm getting updates. I'm posting what I see, what I can find for you too. And if you have notifications on, it's much easier to just take advantage of everything that comes your way. Minus 146, I'll lay it because I know that I'm getting a good price. And I want to do this before the market corrects itself. And the market will correct itself, make no mistake. All right, I'm in on that BYU. Placed. Bang. Now you know. Now I know. Not going to make that mistake. Betting it twice. There's Duran at under 14.5 points. Yoke. Not a bad little play there. At under 1.5 threes, if you are so brave and choose. It's a little light on my portfolios, but that's only because of what I have set. And you see I have my MLBKs there. But let's run it again. You keep pushing the button. You keep bouncing back. Okay, 32.5 points. This is best bet over at Caesars. In fact, we have a couple of Luka plays here. 32 and 33.5. All right? Yes. Yes. You read my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, you have read my mind. You didn't, Pooter. I got you. All right? Right away, the first thing we do is we put an NBA parlay organically. We build it the old-fashioned way. 3 the hard way. But, I always give a little time here to get you in so that we can run with the parlay builder itself. I got you. But in this case, I think we need to run a reverse ladder. I really do. We've got a reverse ladder here. Luka under 33.5 points at minus 128. And that's over on FanDuel here. So we're going to drop that immediately. I'm not limited here, so I'm going to get a full unit down. Well, I'm limited, but I can get a full unit in. And you're damn right I'm going to do that. So under 33.5. Now, this is at minus 128 still, which is a go here. All right. Then what we do is we move on over to Caesars. We say, all right, did Caesars drop this or is this an alt? And if it's an alt, great, because we know that we're getting in on a fantastic number. But even if they drop this, I think there's this misconception like, oh, well, the number's gone. The number, you don't have 33.5, but you still have a far better number at 32.5 and minus 113. That moved to 125. Okay, I'm in. It moved to 125. I'm going to be limited probably to $10. But you know what? It's still plus EV. The edge is not the same as far as what it was. Oh, can I get 25 down? I got $25 down. Okay, that's fine. We're in. The reverse ladder. We gave you a show parlay. We gave you a reverse Luka ladder. So you saw this thing already moved from minus 113 to minus 125, but it still beats the true odds. It's still worth it. Look, good question here, Patrick, and I appreciate you taking advantage of this. This is office hours so much as it is building stuff for you. We're going to build a parlay, and then I got to show you what's going on here with the same game parlay because it's criminal what's happening right now. But our Luka ladders are in. Under 32.5 over at Caesars, under 33.5 over at FanDuel. In fact, when I refresh this, you'll see it's gone. It's gone. Now, it's still there, but the edge is minimal, right? So, and it may not show up as far as my specific portfolio. So Patrick asked, every edge with 4.4515 of the good edge, right? Look, anything you get that's over 0 is plus AV. A 0.5% edge is going to compound beautifully over time. You are going to make money with every single edge that you can have. It's just going to work. And look, it's not just me. I promise you, it's not just me. All right? I'm going to bounce around and show you why Parlay Builder is up. All right? The Parlay Builder is up. You give me 30 seconds. 30 seconds so I can show you again. If you just popped in dance, 68% off with code DANCE. I'm not alone. Yes, I'm using this. Absolutely, I'm using this. But you know what? So are so many others. It's not just me by any means. All right, let's see what we can do here. Let's see what damage we can do. I'm going to remove same game parlays for now because I just want to build something on FanDuel that's across the board here. If there's hockey, great. We do not discriminate here. Just because I can't pronounce the majority of people's names, it doesn't matter. In fact, I see that there's an over right away. Oh, Purdue is in the house. Oh, these are minus. These are minus. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, here we go. Luka Doncic. This is great. It's on FanDuel as an alt. Minus 104. Yeah, we're going to add that. Now, Provorov just popped in at minus 200. We're going to add that. I'm a little concerned maybe that Luka's gone. No, he's still there. He's still there. Okay. Alex Tuchus. What is going on here? Does anybody have any idea what this man's name is? Gorilla Trap. Love to see it. Alex Tuch is in the house, and we're going to add Alex Tuch. So now we're at plus 588. All right. And I've made this mistake before. I will not make it again. I will build this with you so we can build it collectively. Now, how greedy do you want to get? And it's not even so much greedy in the typical case. It's just the more legs you add, the harder it is to win a parlay. But, when we add plus EV legs like we're doing right now with the Parlay Builder, guess what? Our edge actually increases. It's wild how that shit works, isn't it? Truly wild. All right, so we added Luka under 32.5. I added my guy Provorov here, and now I added Alex Tush. So what else you want? Jared Butler? You want Jared Butler? You want Butler? It's fine with me. It's a 2.1% EV edge. Now we got a little mix, right? Let's see what that brings us. See, that brought us from a 14% to a 17% EV edge. These aren't going to hit all the time, but when they do, my goodness. Let's see here. We've got hockey left. Or I'll let you all make the call here. Tuck, there you go. I knew it. I knew Tush was wrong, Pooter. Appreciate you, brother. Since you live in Buffalo, you're good with the last name stuff. Northeast, New York State, everywhere in there. It doesn't matter if you're from Maine or even like that Delmarva area. It's a last name thing. Hockey, even more so. Even more so. Hockey is like automatic last name. That's why we call Dave Loughran Laufey, because he's a hockey player. It's the only hockey player I know that doesn't follow the sport. Must be good, too, because that's the only way you get away with shit like that. All right, I think we're good. We're at 1250. Is that okay for you? We're at plus 1250. We're going to jam this in here, and it's going to be absolutely glorious. Now, because of the bet now here, I'm going to have to put these in, but I want to show you at least what we have. So I'll take a second. And you can look at everything. First leg is Luka under 32.5. Next is Ivan Provorov. All right. Just just look up Ivan in ice hockey. And we're going to go under a half point. All right. Again, this is all going to be done here. You can do it manually. That's fine. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help build this. It's going to be even sweeter. That actually moved to minus 210 as we're talking. We got to be fast, folks. We got to be quick. Let's see if it's still up there when we're done. Tuck is the guy's name, of course. We're going under a half point here for Tuck, and that should be plus 134. Are we still in business? Yes, we are. Okay, great. And now we're at Jared Butler. That's our last leg here. So we go back to the NBA because there's only, 5 games or so in the NHL tonight. We go back to the NBA. We go to my Sixers here. We couldn't lose enough games fast enough by all means. And we get to Jared Butler at under 12.5 points. That hasn't moved, thank goodness, and we're in shape here. So I'm still at the same number. Even though this is at minus 210, I'm still at plus 1250. Well, technically it's 1230, 1229, because that moved. It's fine. We're in. I'm going to bet it, just like you're going to bet it, for a return of 614 with the stake. We just did it. I'm excited for this parlay. Feels right. Feels good. Feels like this is the move right here. So why didn't we put the same game parlays in? Normally we have boosts. We do boosts, right? Well, we're going to do a boost. In fact, I'm going to give you an NBA boost, but I just want to show you what happens and why just betting a same game parlay. Hopefully you had this. If not, don't worry. I'll tweet it out. Betting a same game parlay normally without a boost is actually the worst thing you can do. What? I see this all the time. I see this all the time. It's truly one of the worst bets that you can possibly make. I made this earlier today. So I went to the tools. Again, 68% off, code DANCE. My goodness. I told them that we shouldn't have this just open for the show. The link is below at Shander Bets. I told them, I said, don't even put this out. Like, make it the first 20 people or 30 people. And they just said, no. We're just going to open this up. So for whatever reason, if you've waited, now is the time to do it. Gershon under 11.5 points. Ricky Council under 13.5 points. Jalen Green under 5.5 boards. And Jared Butler under 13.5 points. Each one of these legs is from the same game. This is the same game parlay. 4-leg blast over at FanDuel. It's plus 1084, right? You know that meme, right? From Star Wars, right? It's plus 1084. Right? right? No, it's plus 969 because FanDuel, like every other sports book that allows you to bet a same game parlay, is charging you a tax, a correlation tax. They're not giving you the true odds. They're not returning what the fair odds of a bet should be. They're pocketing money. Oh, well, I hit it plus 969. You left money on the table. You left 300 points on the table. Do you remember what this looked like? Oh, pardon me, less than 100, 1084. You left 300 if you didn't boost it. That's how you get around it. That's why we use the tools to boost. To be able to work around correlation tax, you will get kicked in the nuts every single time. This is a groin buster every time you build the same game parlay. They are minus EV. They are designed to drain you, brain suck you out. Well, I got this guy doing this guy doing that. Because the books can't account. Because the books put out way too many player props and they can't on the fly account for what should be the true odds. So they just limit. Now, they're not going to limit you, or in this case, they limited my boost, but they are going to limit what you get back. Boosting is the easiest way and really only way to turn something that is minus EV into plus EV with the same game parlay. It's the only way you can do it. So let's do it. Let's go back and we'll end on this positive note here. Who's not going through? Let me know what you mean. Sorry. Hidden bets are there. So we'll just return this. All right. Again. Add this. I mean, you could get nuts if you wanted to add the same guy by all means. Butler. Kennard. Okay. Look. This is now a 1387 same game parlay. 1387 same game parlay. X, if you will. You've got 3 games across 4 plays. There is no way in hell that FanDuel, when you plug all 4 of these in here, is giving you plus 1387. It's just not happening. It's not happening. Do you want to know how I know? Because I just did it. And I'm getting plus 1169. 1169 versus what you should get, 1387. So, what's 30% of 1169? About 350, just under 351. That means that this is going to boost this bet by 350 points. That means it's going to be over plus 1,500, pardon me. That means we just cleared and we just flipped a minus EV bet, a minus EV plus 1169 same game parlay. We just flipped that to a plus EV monster thanks to our boost, thanks to our 30% profit boost. Do you see how that works? We actually beat the true odds on top. Our edge has increased. Everything has increased. This is all for the better, folks. Show parlays in the house. Our ladder, in this case, reverse ladder, Luka ladder, is in the house. And we built you that parlay on the parlay builder that I'll tag here with you with the link as well. Look, the bets leave, the bets fly, all of that. The process stays the same. The process never changes. Jump in, get 68% off your first month. In fact, DM me at ShanderBets, and that's where you'll see the link is below at ShanderBet. DM me, and I'll help build your first portfolio. Really easy stuff. This ends on March 19th at midnight. So you better jump in. Appreciate you all being here. Always, we're back Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. You have any questions? This is you. This is for you. This is your office hours. This is any questions, anything that you're dealing with as far as your portfolio. I want to get you in first. But once we get you in, that's where we get to have fun. That's where we start making some money. That's where we build successful portfolios, and you won't have to worry about any of the nonsense ever again. Ever again. We'll see you.